Is international dating for you? Why few men succeed at finding a beautiful Ukrainian wife? Is finding a beautiful Ukrainian wife really possible for you, or merely a pipe dream you've been brainwashed to believe by the $2.5 billion industry known as mail order bride? You've heard many Cinderella stories of men who have found stunningly beautiful wives in Ukraine that also have the traditional values like your mother had. A seemingly lost world of traditional value women with the endless choice. But is it a fact or a fiction? International dating is being touted as the solution for the millions of lonely Western men seeking a beautiful wife with family values. Western men are unhappy with the choices at home and are sick and tired of being lonely and desperate to find love. The internet is full of websites promising beautiful mail order brides. You wonder, can you really find the woman of your dreams in Ukraine? And if so, how actually you can succeed where so many others have failed before you? Stay tuned and we will share with you the ins and outs of international dating. We will reveal where the line lies between fact and fiction, and more importantly, unveil little known facts about how you can be one of the lucky few men that actually succeeds at finding and winning the heart of beautiful Ukrainian woman. That said, international dating is simply not for every man, and there are lots of challenges that you need to be aware of just to help you decide if you're up for this journey. But remember, as even Theodore Roosevelt once said, nothing worth having in life comes easy. And now, guys, I want to make a special announcement. Tomorrow, Sunday, February 23rd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, our founder and a special guest are going live to hold a no-reserve auction of our 20,000 lifetime match guarantee partnership. So if you are the lucky bidder, what you will get, in a nutshell, is the opportunity to meet an unlimited number of our ladies until you find your half and marry her, as long as that might take you. Now, this is a no-reserve auction, and what that means is there is no minimum bid in place, meaning it will go to the highest bidder at whatever amount actually that is. And all the money will go to a great charitable cause, which you will find out about tomorrow. So, hello guys, hello everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm very happy to see all of you today, this Saturday. Thanks for coming, okay? And I want to remind you our schedule, and please don't forget that we are going live every Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as always, okay? Also, don't forget to like our live episodes, which we are doing for you, and actually, you need to subscribe to our channel if you still didn't do it by simply clicking subscribe button in the lower right of the screen. Okay, I guess everybody knows already this button, okay? And also a notification bell button, just not to miss. So in this way you will have notifications and you will be always online with us to see our new episodes, which we are preparing for you, just to help. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see if actually international dating is right for you, and let's see if a beautiful Ukrainian wife might be in your future horizon, okay? And today we're gonna talk about 15 main points to help you to decide if international dating is for you or not. So, let's imagine you are a single prospective foreign man, and your main dream is to find and marry a beautiful Ukrainian woman. But the life now is so busy and so fast that people practically don't have time to search and to find their match in normal, usual way, you know, how it used to be in old times. So the only and the best way, I think, to find Ukrainian wife is international dating. I know it seems to you, for most of you maybe, to be the easiest and the simplest way. But have you ever thought what difficulties you can meet? Do you realize that international dating is not for everyone because it has quite specific criteria and demands itself? Let's see if you are able to meet all these criteria of international dating on your way to find your beautiful Ukrainian wife. I know how much many of you are tired from loneliness, how much you want to find your match, and you're already totally disappointed by communication with your local women, because I hear a lot of complaints, especially of Western men from USA. So, but don't think that international dating is the easy way. There are also a lot of traps and something that cannot coincide with your abilities and desires. Let's discuss why international dating can be not for you, and I'm gonna give you some main tips which actually will help you to understand if you should try it or better avoid it. That's not an axiom. Of course, you remember, that's just my opinion, but actually it will be some hints, some main points, just to make a wise decision, to understand if you're ready or not, and if you actually should try. So, I understand why you're actually disappointed by communicating with your local women. It's all due to the influence of feminism, and they are losing family values. Because every normal man wants to be a man, first of all, not only in society, at work, but in the family as well. What actually makes the man to feel like a man? Of course, his family background, bringing up, life standards, principles, and values, but one of the most important roles in this plays the woman. It's her task to create an atmosphere at home, to motivate and to encourage men, actually to support him and to cover up the rear. Only by these conditions, men can be a man and can feel a man, the head of the family and real protector for his dearest people. I understand, guys, what you mean by telling me Western women are not women anymore. They just use us and our money, easily splitting with us no matter what, and practically never trying to save the relationship or family. So they actually don't appreciate what you are doing for them. You say they became too independent and free, too much. They don't want to settle down and to give birth to kids. Obviously, for the men who came out of the traditionally good family, where parents appreciated each other and supported each other for the whole life, and in any situation, no matter what, it will be quite difficult to create his own family like his parents had. So he has some standard, some template, some image of family life in his mind. So he wants to create the same example. But he tries to find, of course, a good family-oriented woman with the right values. That's why, despite all the sad stories, foreign guys are still looking more and more at Ukraine. Nevertheless, there are much more really feminine, good women who will be perfect wives and mothers. I mean, among Ukrainian women. As far as the chance to meet a Ukrainian woman just on the street in USA or any other country, okay, still exists, and it's really possible, but it's not so high possibility anyway. The best and the simplest way to find a woman from Ukraine is using international dating system, including social networks, different applications like Tinder, Mamba, Badoo, whatever, and matchmaking agencies, of course, or just even being a tourist when you can do it just by yourself, to come to country, to stay there for some time, and just to try to find among local women. If you are smart and lucky enough, you will find your destiny quite fast. But there are some conditions which may not suit you. Or if the main rules of international dating don't match with your demands, then you will just fail. So let's see what the main points of successful international dating are, and these points will give you the clearer picture what to do in order to get lucky, or maybe better, I would say, what not to do. Okay, so point number 1. Your work schedule is so tight that you can hardly allow you to visit Ukraine at least twice a year. That's reasonable, and you should realize that the really serious woman runs out of time. None of them want to stay here forever and to waste years until you decide something or will find the break in your schedule just to come to Ukraine. If you're not a USA citizen, it can be easier for you because she can come to visit you in case you are too busy, because it's much easier to get visa, okay, tickets are not so expensive, and it's not so long way. But even if she comes to you, you anyway should spend time with her, but not letting her stay at home just alone to get totally bored, right? So this point is very important. You need to plan your visits, to be realistic about your schedule and about your possibilities to travel. So, and you need, of course, to have enough time to spend together. So don't stretch your online dating for years. That's not exciting for no one, not for you and not for her. Okay? Point number 2, you are in the process of divorce and it's not still officially completed. It means you are still married. Maybe you decide to divorce, maybe you start the process of divorce, maybe you already live in a separate place from your ex-wife, but still by documentary, you still officially married. So I guess that's quite obvious, but I know some guys who really start searching Ukrainian lady being not officially divorced yet. So first of all, you can get into trap telling Ukrainian woman lies. None of the serious women will start relationship with you until you are officially married, because they know the process can last forever. Conditions can be changed. She may want much more money. Something, maybe she doesn't give you this divorce, so maybe you're fighting for kids or for property. So all these problems our Ukrainian women don't want to be involved in. And in this way, you are either lying to her, telling that you are divorced already, okay, or you try to play double game. So that's not good. Not telling her the truth, she actually, when the woman is impatient and she wants to go ahead in relationship, she can start demanding your coming to her or maybe her coming to you. And then you need to lie again. End up with one marriage completely and only then start another one. I know, guys, that for some of you, these points can be seem just like obvious. But I had some people who was still married and was trying to find the woman. But then, due to some specific conditions, this divorce is even still now not completed. And I know one guy who is struggling with his ex-wife for almost 3 years already. He really wants to find the woman in Ukraine, but he understands until he has his official wife, no matter what, he cannot give promises to another woman. And that's a real reason not to start, actually. Okay? Point number 3. You are too young or you are too old. That's all about too big age difference and not being realistic. Regarding age, I mean. If you are too young, so that's not my recommendation to start international dating anyway, because it will be really difficult to find a serious and sincere match for you here in Ukraine. Our women are not crazy about getting married just at 25 or 26, 27, so they're okay with the age to wait a little bit to get married at the age of 30. It's quite normal. But if we are talking about 22, 23 years old girls, no, they're not about getting married. They're all about adventures, getting money, getting new profession, still education, to have some trips, to have some fun, some nice adventure, but not to create and to build like serious normal family. It can be, but that's more exception than a rule. So, besides, one more reason for this. Too young guys in most cases are not financially stable. And all these things can be really expensive for them. If you are too old, well, it's practically the same, but I would say from my experience, it's even easier for elder men than for too young ones. It depends also on your health condition, activity, how you look, and your sexual abilities, especially in case if you still plan to have kids. So in this case, you need to find much younger lady in Ukraine. What can be an issue here? Remember, our ladies are okay just 10-15 years difference, preferably not more. So regarding being too old, think also about your abilities to travel few times a year, because that's important. That's obvious, clear, but important. Point number 4. Your financial situation is not stable. Maybe you're full of debts, and now just you are in the period then you can hardly provide your own needs. Also, sometimes I heard such stories. So the man actually doesn't fix his own life and he's trying to get a new member in his life again. So that's absolutely not reasonably, and probably this is the most important point about international dating. You need to evaluate your financial opportunities and to get ready for expenses, sometimes really big ones. Not if you find the scammer or gold digger, but I mean regarding prices, accommodation, airfare, whatever. Guys, really good advice. If you prefer Western type of women's behavior, then woman is self-providing and paying her bills. Don't even try with Ukrainian women. No matter if you like it or not. I don't really understand the guys who is complaining all the time. Then he compare Ukrainian and American women, like why we should pay bills, or why we should provide her, or why I should pay for her taxi, why we don't share bills in the restaurant. No matter you like it or not. Don't compare, and better stay than where you are, because it is as it is here already. It's kind of mentality, and you cannot change it anyway. So that's the normal thing here, and you can just accept it or not. Actually, when at Rome, do as Romans do. You know, every country has its own tradition, culture, mentality, some rules. When our women go to Dubai, they cannot go in a very open and short clothes. You know, you cannot drink outside, you cannot smoke when they have this holiday Ramadan, okay? Because you respect the rules of the country. So we are of old dating school. Practically all Ukrainian women. If you will be lucky to find such woman who will be okay with your mentality, I mean regarding money and support and providing and all this, then you are just lucky. But that can happen mostly with the women who have been living abroad already many years, maybe was married with a foreign guy before also, and maybe who had been working abroad. So she has already in her mind and she thinks that's normal. But if you're just coming to Ukraine and find just average standard normal Ukrainian woman, so be ready. We have this mentality. So you should be realistic about this. And some of you really start to argue with me or in your comments, and I heard a lot of stories like American women are different. They can pay bills and never expect it from us, and they provide themselves and don't ask for money. Okay, guys, then just stay in America with American women. If you like them so much, don't come here. It's another culture and mentality, and if you think that's not for you, that doesn't suit you, then I can just say I'm sorry. But you can hardly find a woman in Ukraine who will be okay with sharing bills, or maybe who will reject financial support. But if you will be lucky to find really sincere woman for the first time, of course she will be shy and modest, and she can tell you no need, I'm fine, I don't have any problems, I can do everything by myself. But with the time flying, especially if it's not like 2-3 months, if it's 6 months, 1 year, or sometimes even more, you know, all these everlasting stories. So yes, of course, maybe one day she will be okay if you start to help her. But prices for matchmaking services can be high too. And you know this. Translating, airfare, presents when you come to visit her. Maybe you want to send her something on her happy birthday, International Women's Day, Happy New Year. That's traditional here to give presents on these holidays. So you need to be just ready for these investments. I mean, not only emotional, but financial too. So if you think you're gonna spend just 1K and you will be able to set up everything and your private life, then sorry, no, that's not for you. No matter if you use just Tinder or some dating agency, actually no matter. With dating agency, of course, you will spend much more money because the prices can be quite high, okay? But no matter, actually, Anyway, you will have to spend some real money until you get married. And guys, that wasn't an advice that if you are poor, don't try because you don't have a chance. No, I know some of you will hear this as a negative prohibition, but no, I just tell you to be realistic and to be ready. If you have some financial issues right now which needs to be fixed up, better to do it first and only then start looking for the woman in Ukraine, because you understand, even just to invite your woman to you, foreign passport, visa, to prepare house for her coming, to show her all nice places in your country, to go to some nice restaurants. I know guys who just met women on Tinder or Badoo. They invite her to his country, or sometimes he comes here to visit her. Anyway, a lot of money he spent because every day they go out, every day. Yeah, sometimes they can stay in her apartment to make some romantic dinner, but that's not for the first or second day, right? So I hope you understand. And anyway, he comes, he brings something to please her. So you just need to know about that. Number 5, you don't have stable job. Yeah, practically the same regarding previous point. Plus, women won't have any desire to come to men without stability and confidence. And remember, confidence in you as a man is the most important thing our ladies are looking for, are looking in you, in foreign guys, because they are tired from irresponsibility of our guys, of local Ukrainian ones. So they expect you to be responsible for the family, that you are support and protector. But if you have problems with finances and stability of your job, I think you can meet some difficulties. So if you cannot set up with your own life, how you can be responsible for other person then? So impossible. Your life is your priority, number 1, and only after all these girls. Okay, so think first of all about you, to solving your problems, and only then start to get new people in your life. So number 6, you have 2 or more kids. One small notice, guys. All these points I took just from my experience communicating for more than 10 years with foreign guys. From all these stories, I saw a lot of possibly happy stories, which may ends happy, but unfortunately, due to some conditions, it didn't happen. Not because people didn't love each other, or they didn't attract each other, or woman didn't want to move to his country, or man was too greedy, or something was wrong. But just that was conditions which spoiled everything. So these points, they are real, from real stories, and based on them, I created this list just for you, as a hint. So regarding kids, here is just a warning that it can be much more difficult for you to find a woman, and you should be ready for this. The high chance will be with Ukrainian single mom, with the woman who isn't able to have her own kids, a bit older woman, or just with the woman who is extremely kind and loves kids. Normally it mustn't be any problem, but still don't forget that you have to visit her somehow, and if kids are too small, you won't travel easily. So this is just an additional complication on the way to your Ukrainian beauty, but not the impossibility. I had, by the way, among my customers, one very nice, very good American man, and he was the father of beautiful 3 kids. He was perfect father. He did everything for them. Cooked, washed, educated, played, spent time, earned for them. So he was great father. And he was handsome, and he was in a good age. But women just were rejecting, because women were afraid, first of all, of reaction of kids, if they gonna accept her, because all kids remember their mom, and mostly kids don't want new woman in the family. But sometimes the story can be difficult. Sometimes kids are tired without having mother, like really mother. Father, that's fine, of course, they love him, but they want some women's feminine tenderness, mother's care. So in this case, if she's a good woman, they, of course, will easily accept. But very important how the woman will communicate with your kids, how she will build relationship with them, how she will care, and if she can get at least their respect and good positive attitude. I mean, that's not impossible, but it really depends on kids' behavior and it depends on women's behavior. Okay, so that's clear about kids. That's not just prohibition, but you need to get ready. That will be a little bit more difficult to find the woman who will be okay to take care of your kids, like real mom, like good one, woman whom I suppose you are looking for. Number 7, you have flight scare, or maybe you simply don't like traveling. Also, guys, a very big issue, and really like no comments here, but it really can be a big problem for some people. I had once a customer who had very strong desire to find a woman in Ukraine, but had flight phobia. So he was ready to invite women to him, to pay all her travel expenses, and even to pay for the trip of translator or assistant for the lady, okay, in order she doesn't feel scary and not safe coming alone, to unfamiliar men abroad. But not all women are ready to visit you prior you come to see her. Anyway, that can be a way out, but of course, if it's Europe, maybe you can drive or you can use car or train. But if it's like USA, Australia, New Zealand, India, far away countries, that can be quite problematic. So if you don't feel comfortable traveling and staying at new places, I doubt that you can enjoy the meeting with your lady in Ukraine, because that's also from real stories. Number 5, very specific point, guys, erectile dysfunction. So, this point can be an issue in any relationships, right? Not only in international ones, just with your local women as well. If you are an elder guy and you choose an elder woman, I think that can be okay. But while starting online dating, it will be really hard for you to confess in it to your woman. So you will keep communicating longer and longer, and one day it will happen. So, the day then you will have to confess, or when you try and you fail, what is actually much worse. I'm not a man, but I can feel how bad and painful this problem can be for every man. And regarding advice, I believe it can be just curable, but if you're not gonna just waste not only your time, but money as well. So, if you will be lucky to find the woman who doesn't mind using maybe some additional ways or some additional devices to have sex, or she simply doesn't like the sex, go ahead and good luck. But that can be really a problem. If we're talking about this point, the problem is, if you're living with the person for many, many years, okay, like you are a family couple, like 10, 20 years, everything was fine. And then something happened to your health, you start to feel badly, and this problem appeared. So that's fine, because your wife, she loves you. She knows you, how you were when everything was fine. She is ready to support you. She is ready with you to go through some treatment, maybe some psychological courses, physiotherapy, I don't know, no matter. There are a lot of methods and way now to cure this. I don't know how much they are successful, but still, I believe. But if you just met the person, and of course, sex is one of the most important part of any relationship, so that can be quite problematic. Okay, clear here. Number 9 point, you're looking for too big age gap and you're not realistic about this. I decided not to talk too much about this point because I think we had with you dozens of episodes about age gap, and I think you know I have a very strong position about it no matter what. All rare happy stories are just accidents or happy coincidence. Actually exceptions, but far from a rule. So not more than 10-15 years. You can be 60 and she can be 30. If you look great and you're fit, well, chemistry is possible, but I don't believe for a long time. And for really happy marriage, I mean long-term relationship, okay? It's gonna end anyway, and even sooner than you expected. Either your money gonna finish, or your sexual abilities start to coincide with your biological age. So personally, I don't believe that big age gap can make people happy for a long time, or the woman is sincere in such relationship. But that's just my opinion. You decide. If you want so much to have very young woman and you are aged man, okay, up to you. But I don't believe really, and I think it's better to find some local woman, because as far as I know, Western women, as I heard, okay, also as I heard, Western men say, I don't have problems with American women. I am 60 and I can date with 25-year-old girl. And she never mind my age. We have great sex, everything is perfect. But our mentality is a little bit different. We don't want too much elder men. So, like this, okay? Point number 10, you are against kids. As far as majority of Ukrainian women who is looking for the foreign husband is above 30, majority of them. You can find, of course, younger, but majority, like middle average. So it's quite obvious that many of them either divorced already or just single moms. So you should be ready for the fact that there is a high chance that the woman you like can have a kid, and she will expect from you the special attitude to this situation and to her kid as well. So she's actually looking for the father. Remember, we don't have too much of child-free philosophy in Ukraine. That's really very rare women who don't want kids. And of course, there are some child-free women, but you really need to try hard to find them. So obviously, if she doesn't have kids now, she will want them from you in the nearest future as a normal and natural part of every family, right? So from all my experience, which is more than 10 years, you know, I met just one woman who doesn't want to have kids, and she never dreamed about them, and she never want to bring up somebody's kids and to have her own. Everything is okay with her health. She's 38 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and she got married, by the way, last year with the Danish man. So if kids in any way are not for you, then I doubt that dating Ukrainian woman is for you as well, unless you are too lucky to find a woman with the same ideas, or maybe she will make you change your mind, okay? Understandable. So, point number 11, you are looking just for cheap housekeeper, or maybe provider of your all biological, physiological, and psychological needs, whatever. Well, that's just not fair towards women who want to find their love and happiness first of all. So, men looking for women who will just satisfy all his needs just for food and the roof above your head, you know, international dating obviously not for you as well. You can try and you can find a victim, of course, because a lot of Ukrainian women still can be naive, if you can talk in a funny way, like fairy tales. Of course, still a lot of women get trapped in USA and some other countries like Muslim countries. All we know about these sad stories. But anyway, one day it's gonna finish sooner or later, and you guys will spoil your karma. So my advice not to start if you're just looking for such women. And just remember, you are not at the marketplace just choosing the mayor for your pleasure. So it's better to hire maybe housekeeper, and it's gonna be cheaper anyway. So, okay, and point number 12, you are not ready for investing your money and efforts. I think you understood already the main idea that the international dating is something that is not really cheap. Even if you decide not to use matchmaking agencies, but you will be lucky enough maybe to find her on Tinder. Anyway, you will need money to come to her, we mentioned this, right? To invite her, presents, visa, ticket cost, whatever. And be ready also to invest not only money, but your time, efforts and emotions, wasting which sometimes I think are double more painful than even losing money, which actually you can earn again if you work hard and if you have a stable, good job. But broken heart can be hardly cured fast after moral devastation, and nobody wants to be fooled at the end of the day. But free cheese can be only in the mousetrap. Remember about this. You cannot easily get a fish out of the pond. Okay, so until you won't realize it, you won't be successful. Point number 13, you want to isolate her in your house and to make her dependent from you. That's the worst thing actually you can do to your lovely lady from another country, no matter it's Ukraine or some other. You are either home tyrant or just have scare she will abandon you as soon as she starts to feel at home in your country. I guess, guys, you just have some complexes in this way, or you just sadist, okay? If you decide to go this way while building relationship with your Ukrainian lady, you will fail. Always give her time and opportunity to communicate with her relatives, former colleagues and friends from her motherland. And what is the most important is to be ready to help her to adjust in your country. Think about English courses, driving courses in advance until she is still in Ukraine, in order she can feel much more comfortable in your country later. It will help you to feel comfortable when you are working and she stays at home, so she's not dependent, she's not calling you all the time. So she is a free person. She communicates outside, she can drive alone, she can go to marketplace, she can talk to some people, and that also gives you specific comfort. Okay? Number 14. You're not ready to learn new things and to have bad experience and to learn from your own mistakes. This point is similar to investing emotions and time. Also about being too old. So like same. I mean, man can be successful and international dating if he is ready psychologically to be flexible, understanding, patient with his new woman who is coming from absolutely different culture, has her national traditions and mentality. Not only she has to learn everything about your country and mentality, but you have to do it too, guys. You will travel to Ukraine, meet her friends, relatives, so you also want to feel comfortable at new place, right? Among people of different culture. So I always appreciate foreign men who also try to learn Russian, to read about Ukraine, to learn some history and our traditions. Doing this, the process of assimilation will be easier for both of you, foreign man and Ukrainian woman. So, and in case your first experience was unsuccessful, that doesn't mean that you fail or you don't have a chance. That was just bad coincidence. Bad luck, okay? So sometimes men keep trying for years and become happy at the end of the day, which I believe you will get to your luckiness. And the last point, guys, number 15, you have negative attitude to all Ukrainian women. Well, I know such type of men who say that all Ukrainian women are scammers, gold diggers, cheap prostitutes, and they should be happy for the mercy of foreign men who paid attention to them. With such an attitude, you will never succeed. And if you think that all Ukrainian women are like I mentioned above, Ukraine is not the right place for you. You'd better find some woman among your local ladies whose mentality looks similar to yours. So that was the main point, guys, which you should take into consideration for sure before making the final decision. If you want to try international dating and you still think if it's for you and if it's worth trying. So all these points I collected from my experience dealing with foreign men who was successful or fail as well. So I mentioned all this here, not to make you think negatively and to give up, but just to warn you and to prevent from wasting your time, efforts, emotions, and money just in vain, I wish all of you, of course, to be successful and to find finally your true Ukrainian love. I believe international dating is a very good way to find a Ukrainian wife for everybody who is open, realistic, flexible, ready to learn things, ready to travel, ready to accept mistakes, to learn from them, and who is at last financially stable, not rich, but just stable. So possessing all mentioned features, you are doomed to success. So keep trying, guys, be brave and never give up. And I'm always here to answer all your questions and to help you as much as I can. And now, guys, I will disappear for 1 minute and I'll be back just in 1 minute to answer all your questions, okay?
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?
I'm back, guys. Okay, so ready to answer all your questions. I hope you have them, okay, as always. So let's see. I think you will have maybe a lot of comments regarding today's topic because it's also very specific topic. Someone may not like it, someone will accept. So it depends. Hello, everybody whom I didn't see from the beginning. Hi, Rodney. Hi, Jerry. Yannick, hello, good evening. Nice to meet you as well. Привет, Wayne. Привет. Voxhawks. Matt, James. So guys, I need a little bit time to check through all your comments while you're communicating to find the question. So guys, please feel free, ask any questions. You know, there's no taboo questions, you remember. So regarding whatever you think good or bad, even negative things. So, you know, I'm always telling you the truth, even if you don't like it, if you don't like to hear this, that's actually just all for your profit, for your benefit, okay? Because telling you sometimes even negative things which you don't like, but if they are real and true, so maybe it will make to change your mind regarding some situations, so to change your attitude. So no problem, you can ask every type of questions. Mark, too many insincere women. Of course, not only in Ukraine, in America as well, in Canada, I agree with you, absolutely. It's really hard job to find a brilliant among the trash. Yes, I agree. Unfortunately, the world is getting crazy. Everything is messed up now. So people exchange actually the roles. And it's really difficult to understand if the person is good or not. And I agree. Really hard times. George, you just got divorced. I don't know, should I say congratulations, you're free already now? Or should I say I'm sorry, maybe you still have a chance to set it up again? Or if you're officially divorced, so then you can just start trying to look some woman in Ukraine. I hope you will be lucky. Yannick, no need for visa to Denmark or most of other European countries. Yes, exactly. But anyway, guys, I just have my friend here in Sumy now, who came to Sumy 1 week ago, and he's actually from London. He's my old friend, okay, and he's trying. Of course, he came to visit relatives, but he's trying to find the woman. He never used matchmaking agencies, no. He actually is Ukrainian man with a perfect English, with a good, stable job, and he is, by the way, the single father. Unfortunately, yes, and he brings up his son. He's a very good father, and he's looking for the good woman. And he's using all these applications like Tinder, Mamba, Badoo, whatever. He meets really big amount of women every day, but it's really difficult to find the good one. And of course, he is looking now for the woman who will be a good mother for his child. We discuss a lot of things with him regarding money, support, financial support. He's looking for, as far as he's living in London for many years, more than 10 years now, I guess, he has more European mentality, not much of Ukrainian, but he's looking for self-providing woman. Okay, and he is looking for the woman who will come to him and who will be ready to learn language and to start working as well. Because now he said, I have my budget, I have my savings, but even coming few times to meet his lady here to Ukraine and inviting her a couple of times, and even once with her daughter, he spent really big money and practically all his savings. Okay, I'm not gonna give like amounts, but it was not like $1,000, right? Because every time she's coming, he's preparing house, he's buying presents, they go outside in London and here, and he give presents to her and to her daughter. So of course the man want to show his best side, but unfortunately it failed because he didn't see the right attitude from her side toward his son. And there were quite a big issue, like regarding money support. So yes, I'm collecting more and more information just to give you. So anyway, it's Tinder or matchmaking agency. I can tell you sometimes matchmaking agency, even if the price seems to be a little bit high, but it has sometimes much more guarantee if you choose the right matchmaking agency, the right staff and the right people who will coach you, teach you, give you really good and sincere instructions. And if you will find the woman who is like checked, okay, and screened at least somehow, so you will have more guarantee at least to find not scammer. And then the deal is just to have with her chemistry or not. So that's already like the matter of chance, the matter of luck, okay? But anyway. Okay, George, I think everything will be successful and you won't be too sad, like everything will be correct, end up. And George, why do the ladies there don't know how we do things in our country and there will be a big difference? I don't know. That's all about intellect, about reading, guys, because if the person is ignorant and shallow-minded and not interested in culture, history, geography, politics, so not getting the new information, okay? Maybe such type of people, they were educated at school, maybe at university, okay? So I think that's the problem of our society. And really, even when I talk with my friend, he told me that all our women, they have this image. All foreign guys have a lot of money, ready to do everything for me. I am just nice, young, okay, have a nice figure, and all the rest is from you. You just use me. And also regarding sex, so when the money topics start to be discussed between foreign men and Ukrainian women, So when it comes to some point when people cannot agree, so the woman just asked the question, like, did you think you will just have a sex with me for free? Of course, that's not correct, because as I talked to my friend, he say, wait, when we have sexual relationship, it's a mutual process. It's not like I was rude or aggressive or give you some discomfort or something. So it was a mutual pleasure, right? So not only I got a pleasure, but you get this pleasure too. So why I should pay for the pleasure? So while you are enjoying as well. So I'm a normal man, very careful, attentive. I'm ready to spend money. I'm ready to bring you outside. I'm ready to give you present, to pay for your trip expenses, right? For your coming here. But when we are talking about total providing, so the same question like we discussed with you on money topic. So how did you manage to survive until I'm not here in your life, right? So you live somehow. You just change the guys to pay for your life and you expect the next one, the next one, the next one. So that, yes, can be a problem. Celso, nice advice, Vita. This is so basic. Yes, the points seem basic, and it seems like everybody understand them. But sometimes you need somebody to list them from you just to make the clear picture, to make an idea if I can or I cannot, if I should try, or maybe just right now in this stage of my life, I'm not just ready. Maybe I need to postpone it for the next year or another period. So that's true. Vauxhalls, international dating is not cheap for sure. It requires a lot of money and commitment. Exactly. Yeah. Great that you understand it. And that's not even, I'm not talking about scammers and gold diggers or too high prices of some dating agencies. Okay. That's not about that even. Even like normal, regular expenses for coming, for calling, for sending something. Day by day, it will be like a snowball. And at the end of the day, yeah, okay, if everything ends up happily and you got married and you are happy, then it's great. Okay, your investment was successful, you got your benefit, profit, you got your wife, and nobody count then money. You know where is the problem? If you find the perfect woman for you and you get married finally and everything is fine, you will never count how much money you spent. And you cannot tell that you wasted money on her, okay? When you actually start to count money, when you fail, when you were scammed, or maybe just were not scammed, but you didn't get chemistry with your lady, or just conversation was too boring. So it wasn't actually your match, your couple. And one by one, maybe one scammed you, maybe another you didn't get chemistry, maybe the third one was anyway, you didn't agree on something. Only then you start to count how much money you spent and you wasted actually on this relationship. That's the problem. So if you are successful, then fine. If you fail, then you start blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sam, I'm 31 years old and I met my wife in Ukraine when I was 29. We have now been married for over 2 years. Great, congratulations. That's very positive for all guys who is in chat now. So you see, not all Ukrainian women are scammers, prostitutes, gold diggers or whatever. So there are still a lot of good, sincere women, but you should be just lucky and realistic to find her. Yes, Sam, you are really lucky. Live in Kherson. Great. Okay. So guys, any questions for me now? Also guys, please, I ask you every time, but none of you listen to my question. Please send me some really interesting topics in the comments below, which you would like to discuss here. Because for me, it's sometimes already difficult because we discussed already many topics and sometimes even few times. Okay, so from different points of view. But what is really interesting for you, please let me know. okay? Dawn, hello. No problem, you're late, but you can watch from the beginning if you will be interested, of course. And don't forget to give me likes, guys, please. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are a new viewer today, okay? So you will help me. Just take a look. My parents and I, grandparents, lived to 9105, and I look very young. Most ladies think I'm 35, 40, and I'm 60. Great. I'm great and young. I do stem cells and other things to stay young. That's very good. That's very good and very healthy, and I hope you will be successful, okay? But anyway, don't look for 25-year-old girl, okay? Так, guys, so I don't think you have some questions. George, you were married to a Russian lady for 20 years. Wow, I think you can give us a lot of advices, points and tips, really. Saad, I am now 20-year-old and I like Ukrainian girls. Will you help me? I cannot help you. You need to help yourself, okay? And 20-year-old guy, it's too young. But I think it's better for you to come as a tourist and to start looking by yourself, maybe among ladies. But two young girls not going to get married still. Ron, topics: children, the ready-made family, Ukrainian lady with 1, 2 or several children. I guess we did. I will think if I can tell you something new regarding this point, but thanks, I will think, okay? Okay, guys. So I think I see you don't have any questions regarding this topic or some other. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. I'm very happy to see all of you. Okay, I wish you nice weekends. Enjoy this time. And don't forget that tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, our founder, Joe Rickards, with another person, will be doing auction, no reserve auction. And actually, it will be Sunday, February 23rd. It will be special guest together with Joe Rickards, and we are going live to hold a no reserve auction of our 20,000 lifetime match guarantee partnership, okay? And if you are the lucky bidder, what you will get in a nutshell is the opportunity to meet an unlimited number of our ladies until you find your half and actually marry her. So as long as it might take you. Now this is a no reserve auction, and what that means is there is no minimum bid in place, meaning it will go to the highest bidder at whatever amount that is, and all the money will go to the charitable cause, which you will find out about tomorrow. Okay? Love all of you, wish all of you success, and see you next Saturday, guys. Bye bye.